our spirit? What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Ranae is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Ranae.
Good Monday morning, everybody. This is DeEtte Ranae, School Through Spirit with WLTKDB.com. And we are back. Finally, it's been a 2-week break for me. Oh my gosh, the station had a 1-week break. As you know, I wasn't here a couple of weeks ago. I can't even tell you where I was. I can't even remember for the life of me where I was in this beautiful country, but I was someplace. And that was when you had Danny and Terry here, and I heard they did a phenomenal job. Oh yeah, I was in Florida. Sorry guys, but they were in Florida. So anyway, with that little bit, as everybody remembers, this show is about where I delve into spirituality. And I talk to people of different spiritual backgrounds, what they do, what they don't do, their stories, just to kind of bring that to you to, answer some of those questions we all have. Today we have Miss Erika. You are going to love her. I will, talk more about her in a few minutes. But really, let's kind of get into our subject today. I'm just all discombobulated. Can you tell? I am like behind the time. I'm getting everything like posted everywhere. So we're back to, yep, going, hey, you know what? We're going to post as I'm talking. Good morning, Tim. Thank you. Thank you. I am so excited to be back. I can't even think that's one of the reasons I'm so discombobulated today. That and I just want to tell you about my last endeavor. What has happened over the weekend and has to do with this whole. I'm not quite back in my head yet. I don't think. I have spent the last 5 days. Good morning, Denise, in Lilydale, New York, the largest spiritualist camp in the world. The largest spiritualist camp in the world. And I'll tell you what, it's a phenomenal place. I love it. Just to go in there, be in those energies. I'll tell you what, it'll get your head. It'll get your head. But I went there as a master teacher. If anybody knows, I am a master teacher for psychic mediumship development, and I work through a school called LWISSD, which is ran by Lisa Williams. Anybody that doesn't know her, feel free to Google. She's pretty cool. But I was there to help support as a master teacher. So basically, I sit in the background, I take notes. I'm there to get anything for myself if I need it. Good morning, Miss Stephanie. Welcome back. Thank you. But then as a teacher, one of her teachers, if she needs me, I show up. And I'll tell you what an amazing experience. And that's really what I want to talk about, not just my discombobulated head today, because trust me, I don't think it's screwed on right now very well. So this should be like an interesting morning. But I got one more place to post, guys. As you know, I like to put this everywhere so that people can watch the live stream. But what I really experienced this last weekend, besides, really going deep within myself, okay? That thank you, James, for sharing. Oh my God, thank you. Or Christopher James, not James. Thank you so much. What I really experienced over this weekend, I was there. I got there last Wednesday and came back about 1:00 this morning, 9.5-hour drive. Was really watching transformations of so many incredible women and men along with myself. And it was so cool to see each one of those. And I will tell you what, as the weekend went, mastermind program really is about coming together as a group to pick one person's brain to say, oh my God, I want to learn this. What about that? What about this? All of these wonderful things. And this one person literally creating a class, a workshop, a retreat on everything you want. What an incredible concept. Okay. So this is not a predestined, I want to learn just mediumship or I want to learn forensics or I want to learn paranormal. It is, oh my God, the first half an hour you're there, you look at it and you say, what are your questions? Let's write them down. And then she literally forms a retreat around it. And it was really cool because, in that first half hour, you're going, oh, we're going to learn about this. We're going to learn about this. And you really think that's what it's about. You really do. And yeah, you do get all your questions answered. You do get all your questions, which is really cool. But what really is awesome, the underlying thing, and I really got this beautiful view because I really sat in the back and then to watch it, and then I participated to help with all these different exercises. But the really cool thing that was happening is that on that first day, whether they came in as very much beginner, tickle tummies, knowing they might feel something, to the advanced person that's running around this country doing galleries with some really famous people. Each one of them had this huge, inspiring transformation. Each one of them. Now, you would suspect that it'd be those beginners that would get the big aha moments. And they did. They did. They all, I mean, huge aha moments. But it was blown away by all of the advanced students. Those advanced people that came in, they got equally as large aha moments. And then for myself, who I have watched, I will say 90% of Lisa's stuff. I know what she teaches for myself to get those transformations. And it was really cool to see people dig deep within themselves. Dig deep within themselves. And now I'm not gonna say her name, but there was a student in particular that I watched. I had the privilege of working with. God bless her. God, she was amazing. And she really was a person that came in with tickle tummies and a lot of curiosity. Just a ton of curiosity. But really only tickle tummies is what, quote unquote, she thought she had. And the first day she was just in awe of everything. And everything she was like a sponge taking all this in. And she really was just like, God, I'm gonna learn so much. And what you think you're gonna get in this retreat or whatever it is. Oh my God, she's gonna learn all this stuff. And as we went through this weekend, and over those 4 days, and it was 4 days in class, I watched her go from somebody that had tickle tummies to somebody I sat down and I personally worked with one on not one and help her to understand how she feels spirit come in. Spirit being your loved ones, a loved one. And she was able to feel my loved one come in. Not the biggest glorious of readings, but oh my God, it was her first one. I'm not gonna get da 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 da, but I'm gonna get something. And she got her personality. She got my sister's personality. And she nailed it. And she got my sister's biggest fear. Nailed it. That's huge. Really, when you're beginning, that's huge. And then I taught her how to connect with my energy to do a psychic reading. And she had revelations. But I will tell you what was bigger than the information she got was the fact that I looked at her and I said, I need you to do something for me. And she said, what I need, I said, I need you to open your eyes. I need you to look at me and I need you to yell at me. I am a medium. And you know what she did the first time? She went, I am a medium. I said, no, no, open your eyes. You need to own this. You need to accept who you are. And we didn't get tears that day, but we got a lot of, oh my God, this is who I am. And the next day she said, that was the best out of all the exercises for her because she was able to own who she is. And it was huge, absolutely huge. Now, she had a lot more experiences over a couple of days, and it was awesome to watch. But then this amazing thing happened yesterday in the afternoon, and it really brought tears to my eyes because we did gallery. Because somebody said, I want to learn how to do public demonstrations. And oh my God, they're fun. I love public demonstrations. And we looked at her and we went, "You're going to do it." And she went, "No, I can't do this." And oh my God, not only did she rock it with a lot of information, but when she was done, she had tears rolling down her face. Tears rolling down her face because she couldn't believe she was able to trust. And it wasn't trusting spirit, it was trusting herself. Trusting that in here that she could do this. In here, she could feel them coming in. In here, she trusted her mouth to open up and say what she was receiving. And that's where this transformation came from because spirit's always been around her. Energy's always been there. Good morning, Miss Ellie. It was the revelations of, oh my God, she could do this. It was a deeper understanding of herself, a deeper acceptance of herself. And I will tell you what, there wasn't too many dry eyes in the room to watch it, to watch her transform just on self-confidence. And it was huge. It was huge. And I will tell you what, that's what I heard from everybody throughout the whole weekend, including those people that were like, "Oh my God, I know my stuff. I'm a pro at this. I charge X amount of dollars." And I watched each one of them transform. And those pros, God bless them, turned around and came to me and went, "You know what? I believe enough in myself and I feel I want to teach. I want to help other people do what Lisa does. I want to watch somebody else's transformation. I want to help in that process." And these advanced people that are, oh my God, amazing, came up and went, "I'm ready." Because I'll tell you what, the program they're entering is not for the light heart. It's a rough program, not just on the knowledge you get, but what happens in here. And each one of them went, "I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's jump in because I'm seeing a deeper level of myself." Now, the cool thing is, I'm talking about everybody else. I haven't really talked about myself in this. And I want to tell you the transformations I had, which were so dynamic, so profound. I got asked prior to the weekend coming if I would fill out the application and join the Warren Legacy Foundation to do remote viewing and be the medium for cases that they need. I get to do it from home. I get to peer into from here, doing what I do. And I'll tell you what. Good morning. Good morning. Um, Good morning, MK. I went, "Yeah, okay." They said, "Don't worry, we'll keep you safe." And I went, Okay." And they sent me my first case. And all I got was a first name, and I wanted the location of where the suspected haunting was going on. And it was just so I could see the street because obviously I couldn't see inside the house. You know what? I mean, even if I wanted to Google, I think Zillow only gives you so much, and they're not going to tell you about the demon in the house or the haunted spirits there. Well, they might. I don't know. I don't really go in it for that. And that's all I knew. And I went in and did a reading on the house and whatnot, and sent it all in. And I thought, "Oh hell no, am I going to do this?" That is a huge fear of mine. A huge fear of mine. Can't do it. That's what I thought. Can't do this. It was cool for a minute, but I'm like, I can't do this. And over the course of the weekend, what happened was different different things that were fear factors for me. Different things that were fear factors for me. One of them being just with the retreat in the class. Now I teach all the time. I love to teach. But I've never really, good morning, Diana. I've never really taught side by side with my mentor. I mean, we did a little bit of something up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but Not a whole lot, you know what I mean? A little bit, just a little bit. But nothing where she said, "Hey, take this student, take this student, take this student, take this group of people." And I was, "Good morning, Deidre." I was like, "Oh my God, really?" She said, "Yeah." She told me, "This is one of my teachers. Damn, she rocks. She knows her shit." It was huge for me. It was huge for me to go, "Wow, I've made it somewhere." Not that she didn't already think I made it, but I didn't believe in me yet, not to that point. And it was dynamic to go, "Wow, I do." And then another thing that happened with my fear factor, which is huge, is energies that scare me. You'd think as a medium, energy wouldn't scare me. But I'll tell you what, there's some powerful darkness out there that, and I'm not going to say dark, they might just be really pissed off spirits. You know, not demons, pissed off spirits. Whatever you want to see. And now I'm like, mm-mm. And the first night walking up to the stump, and I know not everybody knows what this the stump, when I call the stump, it is a stump, just so you know. But in the spiritualist camp, the stump is someplace back in the woods where and they're tall trees, you know, the dark, leery woods walking into it. During the day, it's gorgeous. At night, it's a little spooky because you walk past a cemetery all the way back to where there is an area out in the woods that it opens up to a bunch of benches, wooden benches, and literally a stump up front. Where that's been cut down. Well, that where the tree fell, and they sawed it flat, and for probably over 150 years, since 19 or 1850s, people have gone back there. And back in the day, they used to stand on the stump and give messages or gallery readings, and now they stand in front of it. But the energy can get pretty intense. I'll tell you what, it can get really intense, and particularly Thursday night, it was like, holy cow! And this was the night, I think, the night before the full moon. And as we walked up to the entrance to walk in this woods, I was like, "Oh shit, don't know what's back there." And everybody felt it. Everybody was like, "Oh," and they looked at me, "Should we do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" I'll tell you what, I was shitting bricks because I'm like, "Oh my God, I've been there a lot of times where I'm like, I've never felt this." And as you walk, and you're walking in the dark, unless you have like a light on your phone, you're walking in the dark. And all of a sudden you could see this wall of energy, and you could tell it was just hundreds of souls, hundreds of souls. And you could see it, and it was terrifying. That energy was so strong. It was terrifying. And one of the girls had the idea to lock arms and walk into it chained together, kind of arm in arm. Going, okay. Not letting on that I was scared shitless. I was, but I thought, we're walking through that. And as you walk through that layer, it was mind blowing, that experience. And to get on the other side, it was like walking into the other world. It was incredible because it went from fear to feeling the individual souls of everybody there. And some of it was happy, and some of it was oppressed, and some of it was grieving. And it was just all of these souls all together bringing in this. And it was dynamic. And it was mind blowing to see myself go, wow, I pushed through a huge fear. Normally, I would have turned around and ran for the hills because I am not the person that wants to deal with that. And I went, no, I got to push through this. I got to get to the other side. Something happened that night to me. I got out of my comfort zone, a major comfort zone for me. And I was able to prove to myself I could do it. So much so that when I left the woods, I was going to walk out by myself. Fear was gone because I was able to push through it. I was able to dig deeper within myself to say, I can do this. Now, as the weekend went, I had a lot of soul searching and things that just kind of came up, and it was incredible. because that experience really gave me the ability to look deeper within myself to heal even more, which was, again, not what the retreat was about, but it's what I got. So then we were in church yesterday, and the message really was around 9/11, trusting your path, going with your gut, seeing how things happen for a reason, but you have to have that trust factor. Sometimes when those doors open for you, it's terrifying. It's scary. It's a, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. But the message was when those doors open, and it is that way, Spirit's giving you that because going out of your comfort zone is where your growth is. And you're never going to grow if you stay within the comfort zone. And doors aren't going to open if you stay within your comfort zone. And to find the thing that scares you the most and say yes to it and walk through that door. And I went, oh, shit. Damn, no. But you know what I did do? Pondered it. Now, my drive home last night, and I'll tell you what, it was about, I don't know, 9:30 my time, 10:30 East Coast time. I called up the head of the Warren Legacy Foundation, called the CEO, said, I'll do it. Let's fill out that application, which I'll be doing this week. And honestly, it felt good because not only did I agree to do it and agree to work with the top guy that of the foundation, he gave me all the feedback on the reading, the remote viewing I did of this place. And he goes, all of it was spot on. And you gave us what we needed to go look where we didn't know to look. Me pushing past my fears is about help them help a case that is actually helping somebody else, which is mind blowing because I'll tell you what, when I got into this work, I didn't get into this work because I wanted to be famous. I didn't get into this work because I was going to be a millionaire. Because trust me, a medium is not a millionaire. And if you think, you know what, no matter how much, if a medium's charging a lot of money, it's because they got a lot of stuff coming out of their pocketbook to pay. Because ain't nobody paying my airfare but me. Ain't nobody paying my hotels but me. And ain't nobody paying my vet fees but me. Or my food or anything else. But in order to do that, in order to get out further, to help more people, I have to push past further. And all Spirit's doing is saying, you know what? You said you wanted to help people. We gave you a calling. Are you going to push through to do it? And I finally said yes to another thing. Now, this isn't going to be the end of the road for me. I'm not just going to do this and be done. No, because you know what? It's just one door, one fear factor I pushed through to say I'm going to transform myself. But then I look back at everybody else over this weekend and I went, wow, wait a second. Each one of them had the same experience. Now, they may not be going to work with the Warren Legacy Foundation, but each one of them are going back home to do something that is going to be life transforming, hugely life transforming. How many of you can say this week, last month, last 6 months, you pushed through your comfort zone and said, I'm going to do this? Because it's mind blowing when you do. It is so dynamic and so awesome when you push yourself, when you dig deep, you find out what that fear is and you crush it because you have an understanding of it. And you're like, this fear is not going to ruin my life anymore. And you go forward. Even today, I can tell you, I still have a small fear of snakes. It's there. It's a healthy fear now. It's not this fear like, holy shit, I gotta run. It's not that fear anymore. Not like you guys used to see. And as you all know, back in January, I had to face that fear on some level. And that facing told me, you know what, you got to dig deeper. And yeah, I went and cheated. I went and got hypnotized. Ain't gonna lie. Because I knew I could not face my fear on my own. So I literally went got hypnotized to find out what the source of my fear was because it terrified me that much. This summer, guys, I went to the snake reptile part of the zoo with my grandchildren, and I stared at those snakes in awe. And I'm talking the big ones that curl up like this big. And those buggers that day didn't have their head tucked in someplace, so it was just this ball that looked like, a pile of whatever. I seen the curl, and then the head and I guess neck, whatever you want to call it, is out up this far. It was just looking at me. And each one of them, I just sat there and stared. Now, I don't know if you're going to get me in the tank with it. Healthy fear still, guys. Healthy fear. But I wasn't running for the hills. Because I know even if a snake is next to me down here, I'm going to look down. I'm going to go, okay, healthy fear, guys. But I also know if I don't startle it, it's not going to startle me. And that's what it's about, isn't it? And then maybe what I have to do is push through and get some knowledge on different snakes to say, this one's healthy, this one's not for me. This one will hurt me, this one won't. But that's what digging into your fear is about. So let's see if you guys are up for that challenge. Are you up for that challenge this week to find something in you that says, this makes me uncomfortable because I'm afraid of it? To dig in, to go, why do I have this fear? And to bring it up, to examine it and push through it. It's not as hard as you think. It feels hard, but it's not as hard as you think. It's actually probably the most rewarding thing you'll ever do. And it's dynamic. Now, I got another little thing I wanted to tell you because another fear I've had is to be seen. The lady that's done this radio show for 2 years, this lady that does all these things, but the fear to be seen, the fear that somebody could Google me, the fear that, oh my God, what would people think of me? I finally got over that fear too. I bridged that one, no, about 6 weeks ago. And I went, F it. Oh my God, F it. Done. I'm such an open book. Ask me what's happened in my life. I'll tell you. I don't care. It is what it is. And what happened after that, it was mind blowing because the station sent me a little thing saying, oh my God, you had 30,000 downloads on Podbean in 3 weeks. A week later, I went, are you kidding me? Holy shit. I mean, I posted it. And he's like, yeah, but since I sent you that thing, there was another 10,000. And it's been 2 weeks, so I don't know how many more downloads there is. Maybe there hasn't been any. Maybe there's a million now. I don't know. But the funny thing is, those downloads weren't in the US. They're all in the UK. Which is mind-blowing to me because the UK is huge on mediumship. The UK is huge on spirituality. Huge. You can go to a lot of different spiritualist churches. They're all over the place. And it's amazing. So when I gave up my fear of being seen, the one community that probably would have judged me the most, or I think would have judged me the most, turns out they like the show. So I want to tell everybody in the UK right now, thank you for downloading us. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you, everybody in America. Truly love all of you guys. With that note, I'm going to take a break, and when we come back, I'm going to have Miss Erika. See you in a few, guys. This is DeEtte Ranae with School Through Spirit on WLTK DB.
This is WLTK DB Talk Radio.
Come see our new station shop for some amazing top quality merchandise. There is something for everyone, like blankets, electronics, clothing, and much more. Head on over to WLTKDB.com and click Shop to show your support by sporting our logo. The WLTKDB Station Shop at WLTKDB.com. Paranormal talk is our business, and business is good. Want to see your video here? Sponsor WLTK DB Talk Radio and watch us make that happen. With your paid sponsorship of $80, you receive a professional produced audio, video, and banner placement on our station. Not only does your sponsorship air during our live shows, but also replayed on our podcast and heard by hundreds of like-minded people. Visit WLTKDB.com to get started and find out just how hard we work to get you noticed.
The truth is here and now on WLTK DB Talk Radio at WLTKDB.com.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to School Through Spirit with DeEtte Ranae here. I just got the update. We're up to 51,000 downloads on this show. And that's in 6 weeks, I think, 5 or 6 weeks. I'm mind blown. But I want to bring in my guest today, and it's Miss Ericka Marcia Boussarhane. I'm still not the best with names, but I keep telling Spirit I can do this, I can get them. Now, Erika is an author, radio personality, public speaker, film producer, event planner, and serial entrepreneur. Erika is the founder of the Pensacola Comic Convention and Pensacola Comic Con. She produces Second Sight TV, starring her team, Second Sight Paranormal and Forensic Services. Erika is also the owner of Pensacola History and Hauntings, Paranormal Investigations, and Ghost Tours, where she offers paranormal investigation, ghost tours, and spooky events. Now, I will tell you what, this woman is amazing. I want to also, and I'm going to have her talk more about that throughout the event, but I want to tell you she's recently had Second Sight Paranormal, is also on Paraflix, and she is had, I do know a friend of mine, Heather, has just edited, and they have released, I'll let her explain, but it's getting awards. Either way, come on in, Erika. Hello, Miss Erika.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Is this supposed to be video? I don't see me.
I don't see you either.
Oh God, there's always.
It's okay. There'll be. Did you enter the studio with video or without video, darling?
Oh God. All right. Okay. Stall for a little bit. Let me go in on another way.
It's a Monday morning. Don't worry.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'll be back really shortly.
She'll be right back. So that gives me a moment while she's coming back, because I'm going to go into her site and tell you about this, okay? Because I know she just did a recent posting on it, and while we're waiting for her to come back in, okay. Let's see. Okay, coming. It is Second Sight Paranormal TV presents, okay? The Myrtles Plantation Murder Mystery and Magic. It's been officially selected for the Tri-5 Film Festival. This thing has got awards. Wow, the Eastern Europe International Movie Awards. It is the Orlando Film Festival 2022. It's got an honorable mention there. It is official selection of 8th Log Cinema Art Film Festival or Art Films, and the official selection for ASIF. I don't know what that is. But You know what? When we get her back in here, we'll ask her about that. I mean, this is just a truly, truly dynamic woman that is mind blowing. And I'll tell you what, sometimes it's hard to find that, that spot that's just. I'll ask my producer if Todd, can you go into the private chat and give Eric, see if what's going, how to get her on video. I appreciate you. Oh my God. Oh my God. I thought I just clicked out of everybody. So I'm going to look at some comments. Ward, then as soon as possible, as soon as, hello for me, it's almost evening. Oh my God. Where are you at, Ward? Where are you at? Are you in the UK? Where are you at? You'll have to let me know here. I'm going to read some of these comments really quick as we're going on, and we'll just kind of continue that conversation we were having earlier. Lisa says, thanks for sharing your personal story and journey. What a great inspiration to everyone who is on any type of journey to see fear as you are walking along your path. Nod. And keep walking. Exactly. It's not easy, guys. I mean, I bridge that fear a lot of times every time I think I get to some level, there's another level of fear, which is just crazy. Tim, God, I love Tim. Tim, excuse me. I'm still not sure how everyone is listening to my personal counseling session with DeEtte. I love it. I love it. I love it. That is too funny. Oh my God, Tim. You know what? It's spirit. Good morning, Lori. Oh my gosh. Thank you for joining me here, love. Oh, thank you, Miss Stephanie. I appreciate that. I'm just, I'm so honored that people are still loving the show and still watching it. And I know everybody's going to download this episode. So, you know what? And you guys you can go to Podbean. You can download it there. Guys, my show's on Amazon. It's on Amazon. You can literally go to Amazon and you can Google School Through Spirit, or you can Google DeEtte Ranae, and you're going to find it. Can you believe it? You can Google me. You can find it there, which is just cool. It's super, super awesome. Good morning, Miss Jessica. Oh my God. Look, I'm just covering. I like covering my mouth like I'm hiding again. I need to quit doing that. I need to stop. Let me see. Deidre. Yes. Ward, you still haven't told me where you're at. I should just, if I could click on you and go that direction, I need to find where Ward's at in this world. So I am going to play around a little bit here because I am just curious. I'm that curious person that's got to go, where is Ward at? Where is he coming in at? The messed up thing is I got to go to, it's not messed up. I got to go to wherever he's coming in at. And I'm not sure where he's coming in at to find the comments. Oh my God, there's so many more comments than I see. Oh my God, let's look at this. Oh my God. Oh, Belgium, there it is. Thank you, Ward. Thank you. It is so weird because I'm not seeing everybody's comments, which is crazy, which is just crazy. I go to the page and there's so many more comments than I ever knew there was. So apparently I need to start looking at both sections here. Oh my God, do I have her? I have her. Let's click Miss Erika in. I see her beautiful face. Hi. I have her. We have her beautiful face. Can I hear you now? I can hear. Can you hear me, Erika? Can you hear me, Erika?
Okay.
I can hear you and I can see your beautiful face. Are you with me? Nope, we're still not there. That's okay. We're going to figure this out, guys. We're going to figure this out. We are going to figure this out because you know what? It's Mercury. Did you guys know it's Mercury retrograde? Did you know that? I'm telling you what. Told it 3 minutes ago, man. I know that's why, Ward, I had to go over here and go literally because I thought you'd been on before. So I went over to the page and I'm like, wait a second, there's literally 28. Well, now there's 29 comments and I was not seeing those. So now I'm getting those. Hey, howdy, Michael. Where have you been? Where have you been? Oh my gosh, they're finally starting to come in over here, which is awesome. Erika, do we have you? Hello.
Yay.
I think I've got you. I got you on some level. I'll take you. I can hear you. So that's, you know what? That's what's awesome is I can hear you. And you know what? Sometimes my internet's not the best. So let's see how we can do this, okay?
Okay.
Okay, there you are. It's just I guess we're gonna have a delay. So Erika, can you tell everybody a little about your story? Who are you? How'd you get this journey?
Well, yeah, so I actually come from a long line of female intuitives. My mom, my aunt. Oh wow, we're still having issues.
I can hear you. It's okay. It's okay. I can hear you.
Calling us, girl.
It's Mercury
Well,
retrograde. It's Sunday.
okay. Uh, okay, great. So I come from a family of female. We won't blame it on Mercury retrograde. I come from a family of female intuitives. My mom is very sensitive. My aunt, my grandmother was as well. They grew up with spirits around in the house. They talked about it openly. At some point, my mom delved into the metaphysics field. And as a young teenager, I was totally against it. I was a Teens for Christ. I was in holiness churches, totally against anything metaphysical, thought she was going to burn in hell. The whole Southern, Baptist type of mentality. It wasn't until later when I got in college, the gifts, the abilities, I guess we'd say, not really gifts, but they started to manifest more strongly. As a child, I kind of debunked it, but in college, there was nothing that I could do to debunk things, women murdered and all that weird stuff that I was seeing. And so that's kind of how my journey began. In college, it started a lot. I went through life and kind of forgot it, moved into a haunted house in Pensacola and all broke loose.
Well, that's a way of getting thrown into the world, isn't it?
Yes, yes. The house that we moved in, were near power lines, right next to power lines. We bought the house. 100% fell in love with it first time I walked in the door. And I will tell you, mediums and psychics out there, woo, if you are buying a house and you are 100% sold on it and you have to have it, bar none, no matter what, chances on it. And you need to really have somebody else check it out that is also sensitive. Because I have found that a lot of people are drawn to houses that are like us, mediums and psychics, that are very haunted. And once you get in the house and you live there, that's when all hell breaks loose. And that's kind of what happened in our house. My sons were young at that time. And they slept with me and my husband most of the time because their bed would shake. And every time we have a visitor, my husband actually was a truck driver over the road. And so I would get my girlfriends like, come stay in my house, girl, come stay with me. Not telling them it was haunted, of course, because they would have passed. But I remember one girl that she came in and stayed, and she woke up and she says, there's somebody knocking on the wall. And I was like, no, Tabitha, that's your imagination. Oh, I feel so bad now when I think about it. And then we had a nephew that came from Morocco to stay with us. And he was 15 years old at the time. And I just recently visited Morocco, and he gave me heck about that. He slept with us across the foot of our bed the whole time he was here for a month, because he was not held down, but he had sleep paralysis, and he could see a man in the hallway whistling.
Okay.
And it scared the crap out of him at 15, and he became a believer. And I say that the house was haunted because I'm haunted, but it next to power lines. But you never know; it could have been haunted prior to me moving there. But I was definitely drawn to it, honey. I had to have that house. Period.
Sounds like a house I want to live in. I
We
love
sold
it.
it. We sold it, and I asked Spirit to make sure that they did not bother the owner. And I actually meditated on it, and I said, I said, I want you to put the perfect person in that house that will be able to coexist with the spirits there that will not be bothered. And I meditated and closed my eyes, and I could see a Spanish lady. And so when we got an offer on the house, I asked my realtor, I said, well, what does she look like? And, well, her name looks Spanish. I said, sell it to her. I said, you know what? Well, she wants this. I said, I don't care. Just sell it to her. We'll close on it. Because I knew we wouldn't be able to put anybody else in that house. Even our tenants complained. We rented it out for several years, and our tenants would complain at times that the alarms would go off in the middle of the night at the same time all the time. And we rented it out, not saying that it was haunted. I feel bad for that, but it definitely was haunted.
Oh, I get that, because the house that I live in right now, every time the man of the house upsets the spirit, our smoke alarms will go off, but only he hears them. Nobody else will hear him, like in the middle of the night. It's like he'll wake up, complain, like, you need to apologize. I don't know what you did, but you need to apologize.
Well, you know, it's crazy. We woke up this morning and our smoke alarm is chirping, Miss Danae. So I think you had something to do with that, because if you hear it in the background, it will chirp every now and then. So you have something to do with that, I'm sure. That's a validation for you.
There you go. I'll take it. I'll take it. You know, I want to talk a little, because, you know, you got it. I love your journey of how you got in this. How did you decide that you were going to do this full time, make a career?
Well, you know, as a young child, I always felt very empathic with children. I can tell you many numerous stories of just interacting with kids and knowing the sadness. We would call them emo kids now. But I was that girl that would go up to this particular stranger, not having the boundaries that I've learned to have now, because children are a little different with anxiety and boundaries. But I would go to that kid that was over there on the side of the, you know, the campus or at school, and you know, talk to them because they look sad to me, and I would always want to try to make them feel better. And so as a young child, I sensed things, and I would say things to my family and relationships that my family members were in that would get me in trouble. And I did not know what I was saying or why I was saying it, but I would say it. And so as I grew up, you know, I went into psychology at first, and I wanted to be in that field. And I worked in that field while I was in college, and I found that I did not like it because people like myself, you know, that were intuitive, and children, at that time, that was the Ritalin crisis. You know, that was everybody needs Ritalin, everybody needs Ritalin. Yeah. And I would watch children that I knew were very intuitive, sometimes autistic, that were, you know, just their brain was wired different, like my brain and your brain and everybody else is wired different. And they weren't understood. And I can recall that this one girl, she was Spanish, and she had come, and she would only speak Spanish. I didn't know what she'd say, but she said, Muerta, I knew that. Diablo, I knew that. And we had her in 4-point restraints at a crisis stabilization unit. And she was looking up in the corner of the wall in this room. And she was pointing to what I could see as a shadow figure, which was a spirit. And she did not understand it wasn't a demon. And it was things like that in psychology that made me say, not my field. I love those people that are out there changing lives every day. I love those people that do it, but I wanted to start with the children. So I opened up a child care center. Being the serial entrepreneur, I opened up another one. I opened up a home daycare center. So I did child care for a long time. And then Paranormal State had a Penn State convention in Pennsylvania. And at the time I was working as a psychic medium. I've been out of the psychic medium closet since 2004 doing cold cases. I was a daycare owner in the day, a psychic detective at night. And people would mail me psychometry items, and I would hold them, and I would do a recording. I put the recording in my chest right here, and the tape recorder had my holy water, crosses, all that stuff, because I was still afraid of, like, you know, the demonic and stuff. But I felt my calling was definitely cold cases, and that's what I started doing. in some kind of way. And I don't remember how they reached out. I don't recall, but I was to go there, and I went, and I met Ryan Buell and all of that cast, and Chip Coffey and Tiffany and Lorraine Warren, I think, was there. Just everybody and anybody in the field. And then I started traveling, and I would do the same thing, gallery readings in Texas. And I was traveling a lot. I was traveling so much that I could not focus on the daycare center. And so I sold it. And then I became a full-time psychic medium. And I'll let you ask me some more questions. But yeah, that's how I traveled like this 10 years ago. On the same marquees with a lot of the people that we love now, always have loved. So yeah, I took a break for 10 years, and now I'm back.
And now you're back. I love that, because it's only been recently I started seeing. I mean, probably 6 months ago, and I'm like, I can't get enough of Erika. Where's she at now? What is she doing? Where's she going? I've become a stalker. I become a stalker. I'll tell you what. I'm your stalker in the distant from the northern country. So it was funny, because I was in Florida a few weeks ago, and you were I think you were in Michigan, and I'm like, great.
Yes.
I finally could have driven and said, hey, Erika, I'm stalking you. How you doing? And you were up here.
I'm sure spirit will bring us together sometimes soon.
I know they will. They always do. They always do, don't they? And I can attest to that, because you brought up Lorraine, and I was just asked, and I was talking about it before. I was just asked to fill out the application for the War and Legacy Foundation to be a remote viewer for them, which is, to me, an honor. But it's a terrifying honor, but it's an honor. I'm pushing through some fear factors to do this, So let's talk about how did you decide to do a Comic-Con? Or how did you, just another entrepreneurship, or were you called to it, or?
Well, it was kind of a natural thing. I think about my Leo personality. I'm the kind of person that'll go to a Comic-Con as a guest and think, why am I not doing this? Why am I not bringing this to Pensacola? So my first Comic-Con was 2009. Honestly, it was called the Circle of Life Expo. I brought Chip Coffey here to Pensacola, and we had him at the Pensacola Lighthouse 2010. I think I brought Brian Hornwell from Ghost Hunters. George Norrie, there was a whole bunch of people. And
did I lose her? Hey guys, sorry. I'm not sure what's going on with the internet. Todd the producer, is trying to fix it and bring her back in. I hope you guys can all still hear me. I can see her smiling face, so I know she's back. There we are. I'm blaming this on retrograde.
it is definitely. I find it is so weird. I think it's sometimes different. Do you have this a lot when you have other mediums on, or no?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes it's really strange too, because I can tell you, it seems to be ones that I connect with a little bit. All of a sudden our energies start to jive. You know what I mean? It's just things go, and you just go, okay, we're going to work with it, So
yes, yeah.
And I you know what, I just take it, and people still watch, and they still love it. So, yeah.
Energy is fabulous. I was in the just kind of looking at you before I actually went live, and I was saying, "Oh my gosh, she's so pretty!
Oh.
She's so energy is just amazing. Love it."
Yours also. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I think when we do what we love and it's our passion, we shine a little bit more.
Definitely.
So let's go back into what you were talking about, the Comic-Con, because you know what, that is people don't realize the work it takes to put one of those on. And That's no small feat.
Yes.
So that had to been really
Yes.
calling to do,
It
you know?
was, doing it from 2009 into 2017, like I said, and we would have continued. 2017 was the last year that we did it here in Pensacola. And what I did not tell the public, and none of my friends and none of my clients, and a lot of people did not know, is I was battling with polycystic kidney disease. I was diagnosed with it when I was had my first son in 2000, Samir. And when I was diagnosed with it, the doctor pretty much told me, we don't know when your kidneys will start to fail. So throughout all of the Comic Cons from 2009 all the way up into 2017, I was kind of like a one woman show. I wanted to run it all, and we didn't take a lot of, we weren't like a president and a vice president and a secretary. It was just me, my family, and volunteers. And so it was very taxing on my physical body, my health. And I started to get into that place where I needed dialysis. And so the desire, my husband said, you love this, it's your passion, but your health is more important. We've got to have you here for your kids. So I decided to kind of say, hey, we're not going to do it anymore. And we didn't do it anymore, but I didn't give an explanation of why. And I had a metaphysical store at the time. And so I dwelled back into my metaphysical store, which I later eventually had to close down to take care of my health and sell that as well. But that was kind of the thing. It was just basically, I was doing the different areas and want to bring something like that to kind of boost tourism in my area. And we have beautiful sandy, ghostly white beaches here. So it was not a hard sell to say, hey, come to this Comic-Con. And by the way, you can go to our beaches. They're beautiful. Have you been here before? And everybody was down with it.
Now, are you back doing some of those or no?
So with the Comic-Con here, yes, we've got one scheduled next year, and I've got to look at the dates. I think it's September 22nd and 23rd.
Okay.
And we do host events all the time. I do one at Seville Quarter every week. We have one that we've scheduled for Fort Morgan, Alabama. They will only let us do it because they know that we basically can do it and we'll do it efficiently. But we've
Right.
sold that thing out every time we've done it. And our ones for this year are sold out. We've already started looking for next year. And we will probably sell out of that in 2 months, I'm thinking. But so yeah, I'm doing that. We're doing the Comic-Con here, and I am open to traveling. So if you've got a Comic-Con convention and you need a psychic medium to do a gallery or a den table or something like that, do workshops, I'm your girl.
I'll tell you what, I know a few people up here that do those, I'll have to put in a good word and say, bring Erika up, because I would love to watch you work. I would love to watch you work, just to watch it. And I have this feeling it's a dynamic transformation of you when you do galleries, and I say that because we show up, but a true medium, when they get up there, you just see them kind of transform into maybe who they're speaking with, or whatever it might be, to watch that energy just come through, and it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Yes. I find that when I do galleries, a lot of my personality is kind of away. It's more about the client and what the personality is of the person that I'm reading. And I've started dancing. I can just tell you there's been some weird things that I have seen and said that I'm thinking, or I think a lot of times with mediums, and this is psychics too, don't be afraid, guys, of what you get, because you will not say something out of ego or disbelief or worry. And it could be silly, it could be dramatic, it could be sad, whatever. Say what you get. Because some of my biggest breakthroughs are something that I didn't want to say because it didn't make sense to me and it's not supposed to. So I do find that I'm a lot funny because I guess my guidance makes them funny. So my galleries are not always sad. They're funny. Like my people are crazy, and so they do things to make you laugh and cry.
You're speaking my language because I'm just going, "Oh my gosh, it sounds like me up on stage." You know what I mean? It's like dancing, singing. I've dropped a few F-bombs, the spirit screaming at me and swearing, you know what?
You
Tears,
too.
laughter, all of it. They're just, and people look at
Yeah.
me, they're like, what's happened? I don't know. I'm just showing up. I'm telling them to do what they got to do. Let's do this. So, and
Yeah.
it's so much fun. I'm not the one that stands up there and says, and I'm getting that they died at 72 and her name was, that's not me.
One pet peeve, and I'll probably make some people mad in saying this, but I do my galleries a little different because I've had the privilege of watching. I brought James Van Prague to Pensacola back, I think, in 2017, maybe, or 18. I don't remember. But but some of my pet peeves with galleries is that I know as a medium, and you do as well, that people come to those galleries looking for some kind of message from their loved ones. And so when I do the galleries, I do person to person, row to row,
Oh,
head to
wow.
head, head to head, head to head, head to head, head to head. I don't do 10, I don't do 12, I do everybody that I can get to. And I've
That's
done some
incredible.
big galleries. I did Dragon Con a couple times, and it was exhausting. But I think my feeling about that is that I just would feel so horrible if a mom came there because their child died in a car accident
Yeah.
and they didn't think that their child wanted to speak to them. So I try to read as many as I can. So if you're in my galleries, sit in the front row because that's where I usually start.
There you go. And see, I know, and I get that. My hat's off to you because I see some galleries and people do it. I'm like, oh my God, that's exhausting. That's I myself 5 minutes per spirit, and I talk as fast as I can. you know. But
Yes.
if you're looking at 5 minutes, for an hour, that's a lot of readings if you're doing a 2-hour gallery, or you know what I mean. I may not be hitting
Yeah.
everybody, but man, I'm hitting as many as I can. And if you're the one in the
Yeah.
back row hoarding them all, have a great day. Take your dead people with you. I got other ones to talk to.
It's just a challenge,
It
I
is.
want to say, for some of us in the field to kind of think about that. Even if we do not connect with those loved ones, give them an opportunity either through our merchandise on our website, if you have DVDs or YouTube videos that you can kind of send them to, because I've had clients come up to me and say, people that have attended my galleries, I've been to others and I never was read, and I'm so glad. I did one recently here in Pensacola. I think we had about 8 people. I read every last one of those people. It was from, I want to say 7 to 10. So it was head to head, table to table, table to table until we got them done. And for the ones that I wasn't able to connect to, which I think were 3, I gave them a ticket and said, call me and we'll talk. So just a challenge, to try to give them alternatives to either connect with their loved ones in their own way, because we don't always have to be the messenger, but the
Yep.
message is there for them to receive, and they can look for it and they will receive it. And so
I
we
love
have to power them that way.
I love that. You know what? You're so honorable to do it that way. I don't know if I could do, I guess if you
It's
think about it,
exhausting.
break down the numbers, I'm pretty close to that already. But the idea of switching the concept to my brain's like, you know. So God bless you for that, because that's truly a person that's going, you know what? I'm serving spirit. I'm serving spirit and doing what I need. I'm answering a calling, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
You know,
It started out, thank you. It started out in my metaphysical store. We would have like about seats for about 30, and we'd sit them all around the room, and they were all in chairs kind of in a circle, in that, in a square in the room. And I would just go stand in front of each one and move along and move along. So I was able to do 30 in that 2-hour window. And sometimes it didn't take that long, but that was kind of the concept. And then I tried to challenge myself. Can I do these all? Can I do these all? Can you give me something? And it kind of works out. So sometimes it doesn't, but spirit is spirit. We just have to go with spirit and how it leads us. So
Right. Oh, I love that. I love that. I just want to let people know we're doing my show for readings is tomorrow night, guys. So I apologize if you came today for readings. You know what? But maybe one night I can get Erika to come online with me for my Tuesday night show where I just do Unfiltered with DeEtte, which is all readings for an hour. You know? So two totally different show, guys. But sorry about that. I just didn't want anybody sitting here disheartened. But I got so many people on this show that wanted readings that I went, let's make two shows. Let's make two different shows. So it's tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, beautiful, beautiful. Let's talk about this film you have got out there. You know, congratulations on it. Congratulations. Huge.
Thank you. We honestly, I say we're bootleg B movies. We were just having fun. Like we were paranormal ghost hunters, just having fun. Get a camera. You know, we weren't trying to do anything. I mean, I look at and I love ghost finders. I love ghost finders. I'm a ghost finder fan. Okay, I love
Right.
a lot of the. Yeah,
Oh, they're amazing.
I'm a
I
ghost
love the
finder
team.
fan.
They're awesome.
Very, very, very great.
Oh,
And
they're
I
awesome.
love a lot of the shows on Paraflix.
Yeah.
And we were honestly just doing a local TV show here in Pensacola. We were just filming our local area. We were having fun. It wasn't supposed to be anything beyond that. But I decided to go ahead and started presenting some of the films for some of the networks like Amazon and others. And they took them, and I was like, "What? You want us? Okay, take us." And so then I started submitting our films to the film festivals via Film Hub. For those that want to learn how to do that, you can go to filmhub.com and submit your own work and see if those festivals will, give you an award or select. And so we sent it to a lot of those festivals, and the festivals actually sent us, which was crazy. They sent us waivers. I didn't even have to pay, did not have to pay for most of those film festivals. Yes, they sent us waivers after watching our demos because they wanted to be able to put us on their in their, I guess, market or whatever. So we got all these free waivers, and the free waiver I submitted, and then next thing you know, we won all these awards. And as you mentioned, Heather with Ghost Finders did edit our haunted real estate, The Uninvited, and that actually a lot of work. Editing on that was, I mean, I was like, girlfriend, oh my God, I
And I
love
want to do
it.
a
You know,
shout out
it's
to
so
your
wonderful.
editor. I want to do a shout out to Heather, Erika, because Heather Bordlin, who does
Yeah,
all of the editing for the Ghost Finders, she gets, other than some little thing where her name is there, nobody understands. The
yeah.
behind the camera is so much greater. I mean, from the camera does a lot of work. I'm not going to take from that. You know what I mean? Whether it be yours or the Ghost Finders or anybody else. But the behind the scenes, I've had that privilege of watching, and I don't know if you've watched Heather. She does all the filming of the Ghost Finders. Then she takes it back and she does all the editing. And then she took on your project and whatever else. She's just a genius. So sorry I didn't
She
want to
is.
interrupt you, but I want to give a shout out to her because she's just an incredible genius with this.
Yes, definitely. And you can go to their website, and I don't remember the actual production company, but you can go to the website and her if you have something that you want to get edited, because she is a phenomenal editor. We
Yes.
use her and several others to do our editing, but yeah, she and Rob were really, really so gracious to us. Rob, with his wonderful English voice, did our intro. So when you
Yeah.
actually go to our website and you see Ericka Boussarhane vacillates, that's Rob's voice. So he
Yep.
did that for us, and so I'm ever grateful for that. Thank you. Shout out to Rob Thompson.
Yep.
Um,
And it's
but
it's Thompson Television Productions, I believe is the site
oh,
for that.
yes. So yeah, she is award winning well. And again, she's looking for work. So if you've got a project, send it to her.
Yeah.
Really love that experience with her. We did recently we did the Myrtle's Plantation, Mystery Magic, and something else, and Murder. And that actually has been really like, it's phenomenal how many people love it. So it's going out there. And one that was very dear to my heart was we did Beyond the Graves, which is another documentary about death. And one that we highlighted was a young man that was that committed suicide after attempting 30 times, but he was a product that caused him, unfortunately, to go down that route. And it's just a wonderful documentary that his mom speaks of her son, her words, her life, his life. And so that documentary is, it just brings me chills to think about. We were all crying in production. We were downstairs when these families were upstairs, tell stories. We were crying. Our makeup was ruined. It's just, it's just a wonderful thing. So if you have an opportunity to tell your story via film, look into Paraflix because they're actively looking for paranormal and more. And if you need somebody to edit, Heather.
Heather, I love it. Let's talk more about the different things that you got out there and you're doing. Because first, is your health doing better? How's your health? Are you holding in there? Are you doing good?
Oh, gosh. Oh, yes. Thank you for asking. I got a kidney transplant 2 days before my birthday, 6/31/2019. So I'm just bouncing around and dancing and twirling a Stevie Nicks like it ain't like she's watching me. Health is doing wonderful. So yes, I have a deceased male inside me, and I've never had to ask who he was because he's told me, and we're rocking. So yeah.
I love that. So you know what? I'm going to go there. You opened it up, so I'm going to go there. Okay? Because, and I know you've heard the stories about, receiving organ donation and sometimes people feeling the person they have with them, or maybe having some of the cellular memory now, or personality traits. Do you see some of that?
Oh gosh, yes. He's a guy. I'm already Leo, and I've always told my husband I'm not a wallflower. I'm boss. I'm all that, right? So
Right.
I feel like he's calmed me a little bit. I see things differently a lot of times now. I was already a philanthropist, but he's allowed me to be more philanthropic. So, causes are more important to me. I did not want to even go into the kidney donor location. He encouraged me to do that. And recently we made window clings. I had designed window clings for a gentleman by the name of Levi, who gave me a wonderful quote one time reading his mom. And then Lee, who would always show me rainbows in my house. So I created these clear window clings. And so my donor encouraged me to go to the different places here in Pensacola. In the nick of time, they're about to have a annual celebration, and he encouraged me to take those clings to both of those organizations so that their family members will also in faith. Their loved ones are invisible yet present, and that was quoted by Levi, paraphrased by me.
I love that. It's like you got an extra guide you weren't planning on. So amazing.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. So,
but
wow.
one weird fun fact about my donor,
Okay.
when I had my kidney transplant, I ate beans, white lima beans, northern beans, or whatever you want to call them,
Right.
for 3 months in a row. 3 months nonstop, nothing else. I wanted 3 months in a row. So they say that once you have a kidney transplant, you usually crave their favorite food. I don't know if his favorite food was lima beans because I don't think they were, but for some reason I had to eat them like every day, all day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh my
Pots
gosh.
of lima beans.
I feel for you.
That's
I
crazy.
feel you don't even know. I'm not a bean fan, but I've got a story about beans. When I was 16, I went to Germany. I wanted to order my own food. I ordered my own food, had no clue what I ordered, and I got a plate of beans. And I looked at it like I eat less beans now since I had to look at that plate, and I'm 51 now, so that tells you how long I haven't wanted to look at beans. So God
Yes,
bless
yes.
you. You know, think about all that extra protein you were getting. Incredible.
Yeah, yeah. I would
So
have preferred
what's
some
that?
southern mashed potatoes with gravy personally. I said I would have preferred some southern mashed potatoes with gravy, but he
Yes,
wanted beans, so that's
he
what we
wanted
did.
beans. They, you know what? God bless him for all those. You know what I mean? God bless him. Love that. Um, so let's go back to the question before I interrupted because I want to know you're doing good. So what else is on the table? What else are you doing out there?
Well, the ghost tours were doing that for some crazy reason, and I'm blaming this all on my donor. We decided to do a, excuse me, a haunted house October 15th. So I've bought everything from all the it decorations to American Horror Story, The Exorcist. I mean, I got Crawl and Exorcist dolls. We have the Saw stuff. We're doing all those things. And basically, each room is going to have those things with scare actors. So we're going to do that in the daytime. And then at nighttime, we're going to have a paranormal investigation. The next goal, honestly, would be to continue doing television. We're probably going to have to up this. Like I said, we're kind of B movies now, so we're looking at venturing to better production. That's another goal. So right now, I'm just doing full-time psychic medium events and psychic fairs and things like that I produce. But so psychic event planner, that's it right now, and TV. So yeah, that's the
That's a
goals.
lot. That's a if you think about it, that's a whole lot. So is there a book in the works? I keep hearing book, 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 book. They keep telling me to talk about a book.
Yes. So we did a little book for my son when he was younger, the one that had his bed shook and all the other stuff that he saw as a young boy, 2 years old. And it was called Sam and the Boogeyman. And he even hates to talk about it because he's like, oh God, mom. But yeah, so we did that book. And it was just a little children's book for parents like myself at the time to buy for their children to kind of help them with, finding a solution, because I'm all about empowering, finding a solution to help a child. So in the book, you learn how to create a boogeyman spray so that you can spray the boogeyman in your closet that eventually goes to your mom's closet so you no longer have the boogeyman.
Oh,
So you're
cool.
free and clear. That's what the book is pretty much about. It's really cute. But yeah, I've been contemplating and also hearing from Spirit. Oh my gosh, you're tag teaming up on me today with you two. Thanks for that validation. But yes, I have been thinking about definitely doing a book about the journey as an African American in the paranormal, in spiritual, because when I came out of, I was at the psychic closet in 2004. I didn't know where I fit. I was not a voodoo practitioner. I was not
Yep.
a Wiccan or witch, which I have friends that are both, but I was not any of those. I was just a girl that has been a psychic medium since I came out of my mom's womb.
Yeah.
And trying to find a teacher to teach me in just a Christian based way didn't exist. I found someone finally. I went to Sandy Anastasia. I didn't know about Arthur Finley at that time. I probably would have went through them. But Sandy Anastasia and I forgot John Mertz had an institute, and they taught John Edwards, and I wanted to be the next John Edwards. I'm like, he's good, so I'm going to be better. That's the Leo, right?
That's a goal. That's a goal.
I wanted to. He was an idol. Lisa Williams also too. I
Oh,
loved
I just
her.
spent the
Um,
last week, the last days with Lisa.
I just heard you say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those were ones that I there was something about them that I resonated with, and so I
Mhm.
didn't feel they were either or. They were kind of like me. So in that process of learning, I learned to understand different faith bases and accept and appreciate their connection and contribution to my spiritual path. It was to embrace them without judgment, and that is so important for
Yeah.
us as mediums, psychics, is to embrace many paths and not judge them because they're not your path. And
Yeah.
so, I've had people that were voodoo that have taught me things for protection for me with different essential oils and herbs. And I've taught, you know, we have a Wiccan, a witch on our team, Dawn, our case manager. You know, so all of our team consists of different, you know, religious paths. And so I think that's what makes us pretty cool.
I think that's amazing. I think a lot of people should watch it because I think they're going to find all those different concepts to go, wow, we're normal. We're okay. I mean, you
Yes.
know, I think we're moving into a society-based structure that I think this is going to be the normal and people don't have the dogmas anymore, which would be really nice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, because in this field, you know, you start to get your citation, and the first thing you think is, I'm crazy. What is wrong with me? Why am I
Yep.
seeing this? Why am I hearing this? And when I see a lot, I was just talking to a kid this weekend on Sunday, and he was seeing a shadow figure in his room. And the first thing we're taught is if it's a black shadow figure, it's bad. It's evil. If it's gray, it's evil. It's just how we see them, and everybody sees them differently. So I explained to that young boy, I said, that man is actually not a bad person. And we started to talk about that a little bit more. So I love the fact that, you know, mediums like yourself, evidential mediums, psychics, and things like that. Also, you know, we're out here to kind of say, hey, the spirit world exists. Spirit is in us, spirit is with us. So it doesn't have to be evil. Just try to understand what the message is. And so that's kind of the goal too for me has always been to empower people and not enable, but empower, especially spiritually. And I have had so many teachers and people that I've met like yourself that have inspired me and shared stories and just how they do things. I'm forever learning. I think that we're all students. And I think that's fabulous.
And I think that's beautiful because I think about the time you consider yourself advanced and you don't have to, you know what, you don't have anything else to learn or you're done. You're done. You know, I will tell you what, I would be considered advanced in a lot of people's worlds, but I learned more from a beginner's class than I ever will in advanced class. And people look at you like, are you kidding me? No, because there's another concept. There's another way. Spirits put me there to learn something from that to deepen myself. So why not?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's my way.
I always say in class, 100% agree. I always say in the classes that I teach is that there are no experts in this class. And they're looking at me like, hey, you're the expert. No, I said, there are no experts in this class. If you have something in your journey that you want to share, please share. Because I learn more from what there than I do from reading books. Because we all come in this journey so differently, and we all have found different tools, like a tool belt. And so I agree with you 100%. I have learned so much from my students that have had experience that maybe I haven't had to delve with. So we're always learning and growing, and that's the way it should be.
I figure when I die, I'll be an expert because I'm just going to ask God directly, what's up?
Yes, me and you.
Fill me in on all these dots I'm missing because I need to know. Was I crazy all this year? Was I really, you know, was I really doing this? What's up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a way of looking, it's a way of going. So you talk about teaching. What do you teach?
Well, I kind of go back to that time when I was branching out, trying to find my way, not understanding what this ability was. And so I like to teach psychic development. It's usually a beginner's class. And I kind of cater it because I have some people that come to the class that are a little bit more, and I cater differently for them. We do exercises in my class, like we'll do remote viewing exercises, we'll do sending and receiving. I'll take photos. And like a lot of times I like to use Charles Manson because I'm a serial killer fan. I'll use Charles Manson because he always, for some reason, he's able to be sent so well in a class. So I'll take a photo of him, grab someone out, put them in another room, and I'll teach them how to send to the room. And next thing you know, people will say, I feel bad, I see a guy, you know, and there are times people say, oh gosh, it feels like Charles Manson. And so things like that, those kind of energies are easy, unfortunately, to send. But yeah, I do psychic development. We do going through the chakras. We'll talk about energy. We talk about the trade, and we do readings. But mostly I teach psychic development because I think that is the thing that I love to empower the most. I don't do repetitive readings with clients because I feel that I want to teach you how to be your own psychic so you can fire me, and you can also make those same connections that I make with your loved ones because they want to see you.
Yep. You know what? You just hit something that's so near and dear to me because I tell my clients, you know what? You're just hiring me for validation of what you already know and you're receiving. Because you are
Yes.
talking to your grandma, you are talking to your mom. I'm just validating everything you're hearing and feeling around you. That's my job. I'm the validator.
Yes. Yes.
Which is
Yes.
beautiful.
I respect and love that because that's what I say too. We definitely want to empower them and give them tools to see that cardinal and know that that is a sign. Because, I've had clients say to me, like, I thought it was a sign, but I didn't know. Now you know. So now you'll look for them and you'll look for the radio songs that'll come and the random thoughts and memories that'll pop into your head because those are those subliminal telepathic messages that our loved ones give us. And they're not us thinking to us, not from us. So we teach them those things.
I also feel it releases a dogma that's on. You know what? I'm honored to be a psychic, but I hate the term psychic. Does that make sense? Just because the dogma that gets placed on it. So I'm honored. I'm a proud psychic, but I don't like the term. And I think the more that we empower and educate other people to say, this is your God-given right. This is what God gave us as a human, as a soul, and a body to navigate this wonderful world that He's placed us on.
Yeah.
He didn't just give it to the wolves and the bears to get through the woods to hunt. He gave it to us too. And just because we learn to speak and use our intelligent mind to cook a hamburger does not mean we don't have that ability to navigate also. So let's take that power back and show everybody that you have it too. I just went to the gym and worked mine out to get it a little stronger.
Yes, yes. Love that analogy. Another thing I always tell people in class is that you never have to tell a baby once it's on the mom's, breast to suck because that mom and that baby telepathically communicate. I can honestly be turning down my street, no place near my house, and my dog will automatically know Erika is on the way. How that happens, we have some kind of telepathic communication. We never hear dogs barking, 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 talking to other dogs. Yet you put dogs in a pack, they move and they do things. They're not like talking like we're talking, like in bark mode. They move. Wolves move in a pack. They know. Ants move in a pack. We never hear ants talking or chirping or singing or whatever. So animals and people have always used telepathy. We just stopped using it. One thing too that a friend of mine always says, and I love this, that she says about me and about people like ourselves, is that we take the scary out and the stigma out of being psychic. I use humor a lot, laughter, to take the scary out of being a psychic. But, the stigma definitely is there. So, we walk daily to take the scary out of psychic. I worry honestly about people of color like me being like me intuitively and not understanding that it's not a negative thing. So my goal is to put more people like myself on mainstream TV, to show that we have abilities like this. And no, I'm not out casting voodoo spells, and I'm not reuniting lovers, and I don't speak like Miss Cleo.
You mean your head doesn't spin in circles or anything?
Yeah, but I do think I'm Spooky from Ghosts because I can talk to your dead people all day long. But yeah, so that is the goal for me. It's I want to see, if not me, someone like me that does what I do, which is probably many of us. But I want to see us on television, on mainstream TV, to show that hey, there are some chocolate psychics that can rock the house and make your hair stand up, and I know I'm one of them. So let's go.
Well, I'll tell
But
you what, I don't know if you know of a beautiful woman named Tawny Lewis out there. She's over in California. You know
okay,
Tawny?
I don't. I'll check her out
Check
definitely.
her out because she's become one of Lisa Williams' master teachers. She also teaches paranormal through the school.
Yes.
So she's helping you make it mainstream, darling.
Yes, love it,
Which is,
love it, love it.
and you know what? Just like yourself, she's got beauty and grace and just so dynamic, so dynamic. You know.
Yeah.
So we had the forerunners of TV, which was John Edwards. Now you know what? And now it's just taking more people and a variety of different everything out there. And I mean, I'm not going to seclude it to one race or one, male or female. I want to get a show of different races and different religions and smash them all together and say, let's go do this. You know what I mean?
Yes,
'Cause the Irish don't just
yes.
bring the fairies, you know what I mean?
Amen on that. So the goal for me, I love that you said that. The goal for me is that I honestly want to do a crime show. My team consists of Don, who is our case manager, Tuck, who has a criminology background, Shannon. I'm looking as I'm speaking, so I don't forget anybody. Shannon, who is our attorney. She's actually a licensed attorney. Miriam is our historian. Myself, I'm the psychic, and we also have Shannon, who's a cop right now, and Valerie, who's also a criminal justice major. She works for the Department of the State as an inspector. And we have others too. But that is kind of the core team. And we are interested in traveling the world. I definitely want to walk into crime scenes. I want to read the energy of locations. I love to remote view. But yeah, I am being drawn. I was just driving to Enterprise, Alabama, and as I was driving down these roads, I kept seeing like bodies. Like it was, I called my friend on the phone and I said, "Oh my God, there's got to be a body over there. There's got to be a serial killer here or something, because I keep seeing these bodies as I'm driving." And so I'm not going to discuss everything, but we found out that there was indeed a serial killer in that area that was killed. And so now we're about to go to that area now and do a documentary on whether or not we can find those bodies, maybe.
That's so cool. I can't wait for the documentary to come out. I cannot wait.
Kind of do it, but it's got to be done. So we're working on it.
You know what? God bless you for that, And trust me, traveling the world doing this stuff is going to be in your future. Because as you're talking about it, I know for myself, I've been asked to go to Ireland next year and England to do paranormal investigation. So I'm seeing it as you're talking. So I'm like, she's going to be there. She's going to be there, So that's from somebody that just barely started doing this stuff that's still afraid of it going boo.
Yeah.
I'm still terrified of something going boo. Yeah, I don't want to be here. I don't want to hear boo.
I'm that way too. I always say I'm a spider. Like I've gotten used to spiders now in the woods. Those green lights on the ground are not green lights; they're spider eyes. I found that out the hard way. But the woods and bugs. Oh gosh, give me some off. But yes, I'm totally into the adventure. As long as I have me some off spray. They have put me in the woods. My team they have put me in places, and I will tell you, I'm up for the challenge. So
I know you are. Gosh, I know you are. And I cannot wait to see what more you are going to do and what is going to unfold and the legacy you're leaving behind you. Truly amazing. So if you had to tell somebody some advice, what would that be?
I would have to say that love never dies would be the first thing. And in saying that love never dies, that even though we shed this physical body, that spirit that dwells in us will start walking around, and it walks around prior to the actual announcement of death by a doctor or medical person. Can tell you that people with Alzheimer's that might not be present with you at that moment as you're talking to them. They might be in your room, they might be in another house, but they're definitely remote viewing and out of body at times, talking to you in another form of communication because their physical body is shut down and they can't do that anymore. So my biggest thing to say to anyone starting out in this field is to trust your first instinct. Love never dies. The spirit world will communicate with you. You can do this efficiently, unscarily, and not be possessed, despite the movies. But go for it. Go for it, because I would never tell someone, and people do tell people, hey, you're not psychic, hey, you're not this, you're not that. You're whatever you want to be. Like you said before, those muscles, those muscles can be trained with classes. Those muscles are there for you to utilize. And I know that you also offer several, because I've looked at your website, you offer several opportunities for people to learn one-on-one. And so check into who resonates with you and find you a teacher. And the teacher will change. It won't always be the same teacher. It will not always be the same guide. Oh my gosh, I hear that. Oh my God, I've had that guide since I was 6. No, you've probably had many guides, but you probably still have that one too. But many guides will come. Many masters will come in this lifetime to teach you and show you and guide you. So just go for it. Go for it.
I love that. I love that. And where can they find you? Where's your website? Where can they find Miss Ericka?
So you can find me at coldcasepsychic.com. I kept that website because I knew I would return to forensics and cold cases. I'm also psychicdiva.net because I'm a little girly girl and I like a little bit of bling. And I'm secondsiteparanormal.com. And that is my team. That is my team. I'm Second Sight Paranormal. We do Second Sight TV. You can watch us with our bootleg movies. On Paraflix, and you can watch us on Amazon, Tubi, a lot of different networks, but definitely check us out. But anytime, I'm on Facebook too, because I'm always on Facebook.
I love it. Thank you, Miss Ericka, for coming on and gracing me with your presence and just your energy and sharing so much with so many. I'm so appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you. It was your energy is just amazing. And I know I butchered your name, and so I apologize for that. But your energy is so
everybody butchers my name. That's why I have a hard time. I always tell people I'm learning names. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna screw this up. I'll have them tell you your name afterwards, but I keep trying.
I think I just invisibly saw an N in there someplace. But even though you capitalize the E in Ericka, right? But I appreciate sharing space with you today. It has been a pleasure. And you are just a beautiful, glowing soul. I see that. So it's yeah.
I look forward to the day that spirit crosses our paths in person, and hopefully the honor of working with you someday. So thank you so much for joining me. You have a beautiful day, Miss Ericka, and everybody else. I will be back in a few moments with your weekly reading with DeEtte Ranae here on School Your Spirit, WLTKDB.com. Bye-bye.
The truth is here and now on WLTKDB Talk Radio at WLTKDB.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Patty Negri.
Hi, I'm Pete Orbea.
Hi, this is Nicole Strickland.
My name is Hero.
My name is Sean Clem.
Hey everybody, Cleet Keith here, author of Ghost of Greystone Beverly Hills. I'm excited to invite you to the OC Paracon, which is going to be the first week in October.
Now that's just some of the people you're going to meet at Orange County Paracon. That would be Anaheim's first ever paranormal conference. I'm Henry, the organizer and also the host of Paranormal Perception, inviting you to meet those people that you just saw. You'll meet everybody, including some guests, some people that we haven't even announced on the website. It's going to be a surprise. Everything, info, tickets available on that website, ocparacon.com. Hope to see you to kick off our favorite time of the year in Anaheim at OC Paracon.
Take us with you on the go and download the new WLTK DB mobile app. Search the App Store and Google Play under WLTK DB Talk Radio. Download free today. The unexplained. It's all around us and usually supplies more questions than answers. You need answers. You need Cross Country Paranormal. Founded by Benjamin Young, CCP seeks to train, educate, and mentor anyone that has a passion for the paranormal. CCP is building a network of teams and investigations across the country, and all experience levels are welcome. Learn more about CCP on their website, ccpinvestigations.com, where you can find frequently asked questions, check out their equipment, follow their latest events, and of course, shop. Visit them now at ccpinvestigations.com. That's ccpinvestigations.com. Cross Country Paranormal. All are welcome. All are family.
This is WLTK DB Talk Radio.
Hello, everybody. This is DeEtte back here with School Through Spirit on WLTKDB.com. God, my hair is doing something funky. Oh, well. And I have had Miss Erika on with me all morning of Second Sight Paranormal, Pensacola. God, I can't even say it all. She's got so much. Oh, my God, she's just an incredible woman. Please go check out, her Facebook page. Go see all that she does. She's just an incredible, inspirational woman. Amazing. Let's do our cards today. Let's do our 5-card stud. As you know, we just kind of deemed that turn because I pulled 5 cards. I'm going back to using Lisa's Williams Intuitive Soul Oracle deck this week. I haven't brought it out in quite a while. I was, kind of using some other ones, looking, other things to do. So let's bring that out today. And we're going to do a 5th or 6th card, that clarification card with the Beyond Lumera cards, and kind of go from there. What do you think, guys? What do you think? So 5 cards. With this, you can either pick a card number 1, card number 2. You can pick 3 cards, 4 cards, all 5 cards, whatever you want. But that is your card for the week. So just kind of in your mind, your heart, your soul, and go, okay, what ones do I need? And let's go with that. So shuffling, and I always cut a deck. I always cut it 3 ways. I don't know why I cut it 3 ways, because you know what? That third cut really doesn't matter, does it? So yes, MK. Card number 1, the Dawn card. Love this card. It's new beginnings, new horizons, birth, and regeneration. I can never say words. I see the words up here. My tongue doesn't spit them out. Don't ask me why. I can even hear the word in my head. I just can't spit out certain words. But with card number 1, oh my God, there's so much glare on there. With card number 1, I really do feel this is you are looking at new things. You've got new ideas popping in. You've got new thoughts. You have new things that you want to do. Okay. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you just want to quit your job and start a new life. This could be something small. It doesn't have to be grandeur. Okay. But you are looking at, you've finished a cycle of something and it's time for something new to start. Okay. And that, thank you. They just told me ding, 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 ding in my head. So I'm like, okay, I'm listening. So, but this is just a new cycle for you. Okay. So start to look around you. What have you completed? Is this an inward journey? Have you finally given up one of those fears? And maybe, when we talked about fears today, maybe the new beginning is you're walking into something else. Okay. But if you pick card number 1, you're looking at new beginnings, new ventures. Completion has happened and you're starting things fresh. Okay. Card number 2 is a creativity card, movement, music, writing, following your passions, freeing that inner child, guys. What a gorgeous card. I love the creativity aspect of this. I really do. So many people don't look at themselves as creative, but trust me, you are. As long as you have a passion, as long as there is something that you like to do, you have a creativity within that aspect. And this card, if you pick number 2, is telling you need to do it. You need to do it. You need to give more energy towards that. So many of us go, you know what? I don't have time. I'm too tired. Oh my God, I have a million reasons not to do blankety blank, blank, blank. And this card is telling you if you are that person, This is the week you need to start looking at that passion of yours, that creativity you do, and it's time to give it some time for it. Carve out some time in your week or your day to give yourself 5 minutes, an hour, whatever it might be, to revitalize that. You're going to find that if you do that, you're just going to find a renewed zest for life within yourself. Okay. And if you're one that's going, you know what? Already been there, done that. Find something new. I'm going to tell you, walk throughout your day and just see what sparks. I'm telling you, it's going to be huge. Okay. Number 3, it's a female card. Oh my God. Feminine energies, female figure in your life, your mother figure. I like that. The mother figure is just kind of a given. Okay. Now, with this card, if you pick number 3, it's time for you to start looking at those softer, intuitive type aspects. Okay. That's how I see that female card, is that intuitive type of thing. Okay. I'm not that men aren't intuitive, because trust me, they are. I've met every man I've ever met is very intuitive. Even if they say, no, I'm not, they are. But to me, it's that softer, those softer, tickle tummies. It's that softer, softer energies that come into play. But start looking at that, okay? Start looking at some of those wonderful aspects that come into you, and start to pay attention to those, okay? Look at that inner guidance. Where are you going with it? How is that flowing? Start paying attention. Card number 4, the relationship card, growth, understanding, compromise, love, relationship, self, and others. I do like this card. Why? It is talking about all things relation, all things relation. Excuse me. Because so often people see this relationship card, excuse me, and they'll see it. What's in my head is what I'm trying not to spit out, because it has to do with me. So with this card, so many people look at their relationship, whether it be their spouse, or maybe it's a relationship with their mother, maybe it's a relationship with their child, but they rarely look at the relationships they have with themselves, the relationship you have with your job, the relationships, relationships are all over the place, and they are just, there's a million of different relationships that you can look at. So I really feel like you need to start looking at self with this one, though, guys. Relationship, there's always 2 parts to a relationship, always 2 parts. And the first part is going to be self. So this is telling me to tell you to start looking at yourself, where that relationship begins with something else. Okay. What is inside of you calling to form a relationship with somebody else or something else? And what is it that you need within yourself? And that's the reason you're getting pulled to that. Okay. No relationship was ever formed without a calling to it, a pull to it. There's a reason for that. So if you're looking at this card and it's number 4 that you picked today, look at yourself and say, you know what? What is it? What's my connection? What is it in here that's drawing me to have this relationship? Okay. So that's card number 4. Now, number 5. Oh my God, if you got the female, you got the male. So all those people went, what about the male energy? Here you go, guys. Here's that male energy. It's that masculine energy, that male figure in your life, that father figure. So if you're looking at this, and I'm not going to say not intuitive, I'm not going to, but every time I look at this card to myself, I kind of see like a Jesus aspect, because I just see the glowing around it, the divine. Okay. That's what I see when I look at this card. Not that it's not a hard energy, a soft energy, whatever that might be, but I'm looking at what is the divine telling you. To me, this card is going, okay, it's in this reading today, guys, in this reading, and this card might mean something different in a different reading. But when I brought the female card, it was that intuition. It's that, what am I receiving? What am I personally, my intuition seeing? What are my tickle tummies? What is all that? If you pick number 5, I'm feeling it's more the divine, that spirit guide, those angels, okay? Because when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing the light around his face. And to me, he kind of feels like that guide coming through, that Jesus figure, that angel, that whatever it might be that is your thing on the other side, that divine connection. And I feel if you pick number 5, that's where I'm looking at today, is that divine presence. So start creating that relationship with your divine, your guide, your angels, your God, whatever it might be, but look to that for some guidance, some structure, okay? So card number 1 was new beginnings. Card number 2 is that creativity, passion. Card number 3 is the intuitive for myself, the female card, looking inside for the feminine energy, that intuitive energy. Number 4 is the relationship card, and a relationship starts here, guys. So start looking at yourself, what you need to bring through. And number 5 is for myself, was really about that divine guidance from the other world. Okay, which I'll tell you what, if you put these cards together, holy shit, this is a good week for doors to open up, guys. New beginnings are happening. New creativity is coming. Inner guidance, outward guidance, and it all starts here. So it tells me it's starting with you. Okay. So that's if you took all 5. Now, okay, look, I picked up the book. I never pick up the books, guys. I can't tell you what any one of these cards mean by this book. Can you see? I mean, literally, I used to use this book for teaching, so that's why you got a little bit of dog ear, but I've owned this deck since 2017. That book look like it's been used? No, because it doesn't get used. I don't believe in using the book. I really don't. That's just me. You know what I mean? When the cards were made up, definitely Lisa had a thought behind every single card and what they mean. But I'm a personal believer to look at that card and go, what's it saying here? So let's look at this card based for, let me see. Want to make sure I'm not shuffling the Joker cards. Not that there's Joker cards in these cards. But a clarification card, that 6th card that kind of ties that all together, ties in a little extra oomph with the number you picked. You know, and see what it says, because this is the holy cow card to me. You know, all the other ones are woohoos, and this one's a holy shit, you can't make this up type card. Okay, so shuffling as always, because we know we got to shuffle until your inner self says stop shuffling. Hello, Shelly, how are you? Oh, I'm doing great. How about yourself? Oh my God, look at the picture. These are the ones that have, God, so much glare today. I got to get it really close for you to see. You see that? So much glare off the computer today. You see that amazing, amazing design? Wow, gorgeous. So this card is a high heart chakra, okay? Ecstatic bliss. Let's see if I pronounce that correctly, because I know somebody's going to go, you did not say that correctly. And I'm going to be like, oh, well, I'm not an English major. Anyway, and I don't know the dictionary, so there you go. So for all those people that like to correct me on everything out there, I'm so sorry. I really am. So anyway, this card taps into the blissful oneness we feel with as we drop our edges and protective containers. This is a place where we feel held and seen, even to flow. This is the place where we feel held and seen enough to flow into oneness, where the eternal part of me meets the internal part of you. This is a selfless state where our higher selves commune for illuminating perspective on how we share, gift, and lift others in our joyful overflow. Consider your life purpose by exploring Consider your life's purpose by exploring what allows you to give joy. To give and joy. For this week, you can't pick a better card, huh? What an amazing card. Okay. It just confirms that, you know what, guys, this week is for you, for new beginnings and everything we've been talking about today in the show, because I'll tell you what, a lot of it just resonates so beautifully on so many levels. Okay. So, oh my God, I don't have my book out. So I can't, you're going to have to look to see who my guest is next week, because honestly, I don't have my book out. Can you believe it? You know what? Maybe somebody's got it over here. I don't know. I am just sucking at this. I'm still packed, guys. I take my book with me everywhere and anywhere. So it is packed in my, what I call a satchel or a briefcase. Lisa Williams calls my suitcase, but it's my one for work, and that is where my calendar is. So I'm like looking back going, who is next on my list? Who is next? Oh my God. Oh my God. You're going to love her, guys. It's Tiffany Harlick. Tiffany Harlick is next Monday. She is a publisher. She's the owner and publisher at Spellbound Publishers. She is an author. She owns Wise Women. You can go, or I think it's Wise Women. Let me double check, so I'm not giving you the wrong information. Okay, let me go on her site here. I want to say all this correctly. She is a publisher at Spellbound Publishers. I also believe she also owns that, the publishing company. She is the owner of Wise Skies. She is just she teaches. She is just a dynamic soul. From the minute I met her, I love her. I should use star cards so I could. Thanks, Brad. Appreciate it. Love your jokes. She is so, so, so awesome. You're going to love her. I know, Lori, I already thought about that. Trust me, it's incredible how our minds kind of link together. So, anyway, so let's go on to our shows, okay? Todd sent me a beautiful thing that said, and by the way, I think I'm off next weekend, believe it or not. I think um I think that you will find I'm off next weekend. I think I'm home next weekend. It'll be amazing. It'll be amazing to find out where we're at and what we're doing and where we're going in life. So, okay, let me see. I'm looking for a picture. Sorry, I just seen somebody sent me a message. God bless them. I appreciate you guys so much. So, looking for the shows, looking for the shows. I know I've got so many pictures in between this and the last thing I got for shows because we're getting new ones all the time, which is awesome. So, our current show list, okay? Mondays, as always, starting here with School Through Spirit with myself at 9 a.m. Later on today, just a little bit off next weekend for now. Exactly. Give me time. I got 5 days to book something. Monday morning monsters with Barnaby Jones. Barnaby is on at noon today, from noon to 1. He's all about cryptics, all that stuff. Dynamic man with tons of information. Be the Change with Christina Bloom is on tonight at 8 p.m. And then next week, and this is next week, not this week, but plan to stay on until through 10 p.m. because the Paranormal Room with Christina Bloom and Logan Jacobson starts next Monday at 9 p.m. Tuesdays, Exploring the Paranormal with Heather Lee starts this month at 9 a.m. Don't know the exact date, guys, but you know what? As soon as I find out it, I'm going to let you know. But you've met her with me. I've had her on twice. She's an amazing woman. She is a huge part of the. Oh, it starts tomorrow morning, guys. 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Be here, Heather Lee. You've met her. You love her. We did her recently, just a few weeks ago. Her latest book came out, which was awesome. And her show is Exploring the Paranormal. 6 p.m. tomorrow night, you have myself doing readings with Unfiltered with DeEtte Ranae. That's at 6 p.m. and it's one card readings or one question readings, however you want to put it. For 1 hour, I do it and I talk as fast as I can, guys. So make sure you fill this. I want nothing. I want hundreds of comments, guys. Hundreds of comments. And for anybody in the UK, download this 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, US time. If you're in the UK, it's midnight for you guys. Tuesday night, tomorrow night, after myself is Moment to Moment with Linda Hope at 7 p.m. Paranormal Pete with Pete Orbea is on at 10 p.m. Wednesday mornings, listen up, Deidre. Next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, next Wednesday, Deidre starts hers with self-care. What's paranormal got to do with it? And that'll be at 10 a.m. And that starts next Wednesday. Another show starts next Wednesday. Seeing Beyond with Kelly Eckhart and Cheryl Murphy. That'll be at 11 a.m. I've had Kelly on here. She is just, oh my God. I have never met Cheryl, and I know she's an amazing soul. Kelly, I have the honor. I certified with her in San Antonio in 2016, but she's been doing this a long time. I mean, this woman's like a rock star, awesome. And I know Cheryl Murphy is. They both work with John, I believe his name is John Thomas and Allison Gannon, Colin Bates, all of them. Oh my God, amazing mediums. You'll love them. After that is the Psychic Hour with Kelly Brickle at 3 p.m. and Over the Target with Missy Hart and Nicole Forders at 8 p.m. Thursday mornings, Chat with Charlie with your host Stephanie Lynn is at 9 a.m. Realm of Darkness with Rennie Rodriguez and Ashley Moreno is at 7 p.m. The Afterlife Chronicles, that is with Nicole Strickland at 8 p.m. and she's a rock star, trust me. Voices of the Dead with Kenneth Drake is at 9 p.m. Fridays, The Good Shit Show with Missy Hart at 9 a.m. That was a comeback. That was probably one of our most popular shows, and she brought it back. Thank goodness. Psychic Hour Show at 3 p.m. is Kelly Brickle, and I believe that's all readings. Secrets Within with Rennie Rodriguez is at 8 p.m. And Todd Bates, our producer, along with Nicole Strickland, have brought back Haunted Voices, and that starts this Friday at 10 p.m., guys. And this is just what's starting now this month. We have more coming. So I'm going to let everybody go. God bless all. I'll see you very soon. See you tomorrow night, guys, okay? Bye-bye.